and now I've reached that point to where I can talk about it. I did articles with the Washington Post, and my testimony was read into the records of Congress by John Coburn, and things get easier, but then there's always that dark side, that black side that you have to watch out for.
How is, I mean, AIDS now, because of all the treatments available, is somewhat like a chronic disease?
A lot of people can say that it's like diabetes, that it can be treated, and due to that fact, we have a lot of what we call bug chasers out there, who are young guys who want to become positive so that they can get on disability and not have to work. But what they don't understand is it takes years to get on disability now, and the medications, they're not fun. I mean, you kind of have to make those medications your lover, and you have to take them exactly 12 hours. You have a 1 hour window, and if you miss that window, you've messed your whole drug regimen up. And I have a hard time dealing with these young guys who want to become positive. I counsel a lot of them on the internet, and I still do my advocacy work where I speak to people about becoming positive and just going and getting tested and knowing what your serostatus is so that you don't pass it along to somebody else unknowingly.
How is HIV/AIDS different from a chronic disease? Is it a mental thing? Is it a physical thing? Is it a cultural thing? A social thing?
It fits into all those categories: social, mental. There is a stigma in the social community about people with AIDS. I get phone calls at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, phone calls all day long sometimes. Oh, I have a patient that we're having trouble getting meds for, and it's like, well, this is easy. Just give me the patient's name and their social security number, and we call Sally Coles at North Carolina ADAP, and 99% of the time we have the medication situation resolved. So they've come to learn that even though I am full-blown AIDS, that they kind of need me in their social realm so that if anybody gets sick, they can send them to me and get immediate help.
Why live in North Carolina and go to Duke for your treatment?
When I was living in Wilmington, Dr. Janelle Ryan was my infectious disease doctor, and on an occasion she had some questions about how to deal with my medication, and she called Chapel Hill, she called Greenville, she called Duke, she called UNC, she called Wake Forest, and before I could even get out of the office, less than 5 minutes, John Bartlett had called back, and he said that he had a study that he wanted to put me on, which was the Fusion study. I was one of the first to take Fusion. He put me on the Fusion study, and within 4 days, my viral load went from 780 million to 0. It's been 0 ever since. And now he's been able to transfer me off of Fusion onto Icentris, which basically does the same thing, but instead of having to give it as an injection, you take it orally.
And that's a GlaxoSmithKline drug?
That's a GlaxoSmithKline drug, and the Fusion was a Trimeris
Right.
drug.
What do you wish for when you look out 5, 10 years more?
Well, what I wish for is the 30-some thousand folks that they tested 4 years ago, and they found that less than 1,000 of us are fortunate enough to make one of 4 antibodies that kills the virus inside the body. And my biggest dream is that they're able to manipulate those antibodies, all 4 of them, or one of the 4, into becoming a vaccine for people who have AIDS and for people who have just become positive, to help eliminate the virus from their body.